Welcome back to The Inspired Lens, the space where we explore the stories that shape us and the perspectives that elevate us. I'm your host, Silas Lounge, and today we're diving into something truly special, something deeply personal yet universally resonant. Have you ever caught a glimpse of an old photograph, maybe a slightly awkward school picture, or a carefree shot from your early adventures, and felt a pang of something? Perhaps a smile, a touch of nostalgia, or maybe even a whisper of, "If only I knew then what I know now." That feeling, that bridge between the you of today and the you of yesterday, is what we're exploring in this episode. Inspired by a self-care exercise that's been making its rounds, we're going to imagine something profound, a quiet cup of coffee with our younger selves. What would you say? What comfort would you offer? What wisdom would you share? Think back for a moment. Picture yourself at a younger age. Maybe you're navigating the choppy waters of adolescence, the daunting climb of early adulthood, or even the seemingly simpler days of childhood with its own unique set of worries. See that younger version of you vividly. What are they wearing? What's their expression? What are their biggest hopes and fears? For me, when I close my eyes, I see a lanky teenager, hunched over a book, desperately trying to fit in while secretly yearning to stand out. He's riddled with self-doubt, terrified of failure, and convinced that everyone else has it all figured out. Sound familiar? The beauty of this exercise lies in the space it creates for self-compassion. We often judge our past selves through the lens of our present knowledge. We see their missteps, their insecurities, their perceived naivety, and we might even cringe a little. But what if we approached that younger version not with judgment, but with the same kindness and understanding we'd offer a dear friend? Imagine you're sitting across from that younger you now. The coffee is warm in your hands, the air is still, and there's a sense of quiet anticipation. What's the first thing you want to say? Perhaps it's something as simple as, "It's going to be okay." Because let's be honest, how many times did our younger selves desperately need to hear those words? When faced with heartbreak, academic pressure, or the sting of social exclusion, that simple reassurance could have been a lifeline. Maybe you'd offer comfort. Those feelings of inadequacy, they don't define you. Everyone feels lost sometimes. Or perhaps you'd share a piece of wisdom you've gleaned through experience. Don't be afraid to take risks, even if they feel scary. The greatest growth often happens outside your comfort zone. I remember when I was just starting out in my career, I had this incredible fear of public speaking. The thought of standing in front of an audience would send shivers down my spine. My younger self was convinced I just wasn't that kind of person. If I could sit down with him now, I'd tell him about all the presentations I've given, the connections I've made, and the confidence I've found in sharing my voice. I'd tell him that the fear never fully goes away, but it does get quieter, and the reward of connecting with others is worth every shaky breath. What are some of the pivotal moments in your life that your younger self was navigating? Perhaps a difficult decision, a painful loss, or a moment of profound uncertainty. What perspective can your current self offer on that situation? Often, in the midst of a challenge, we lose sight of the bigger picture. We get caught up in the immediate pain or frustration. But with the benefit of hindsight, we can see how those experiences, even the difficult ones, often pave the way for growth and resilience. Maybe you'd tell your younger self, that heartbreak, while it feels unbearable now, will teach you so much about what you truly need in a relationship. Or, that failure you're so ashamed of, it will be one of your greatest teachers, showing you a path you wouldn't have otherwise considered. I vividly recall a time in my early 20s when a project I poured my heart and soul into completely flopped. My younger self felt like a complete failure, questioning my abilities and my entire career path. If I could have coffee with him then, I'd tell him that failure, as painful as it was, forced me to reevaluate my approach, to learn from my mistakes, and ultimately led me to opportunities I never would have imagined. I'd tell him that resilience isn't about avoiding falls. It's about getting back up stronger and wiser. This conversation isn't just about offering advice, it's also about offering compassion and understanding. Our younger selves often carried burdens we weren't even fully aware of. Societal pressures, family dynamics, and internal anxieties can weigh heavily on a young mind. What kind words of affirmation would you offer? What would you want to validate about their experiences? Maybe you'd say, "Your feelings are valid. It's okay to feel scared, confused, or even angry." Or, "You are enough just as you are. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone." Think about the dreams your younger self held. Did they feel silly or unattainable at the time? What would you say to encourage those dreams now? Perhaps, "Don't let anyone dim your light. That passion you have, hold on to it. It will guide you." I encourage you, after listening to this, to actually take some time to journal a conversation with your younger self. Close your eyes, picture them clearly, and write down what comes to mind. What do you want to say? What do you need to hear? This can be an incredibly powerful exercise in self-compassion and understanding. This imaginary coffee date isn't about dwelling in the past or wishing things were different. It's about acknowledging the journey, appreciating the growth, and extending kindness to the person who has brought you to where you are today. That younger self, with all their vulnerabilities and uncertainties, was brave. They navigated challenges, they learned, they grew, and they ultimately led you here. So, as you finish your imaginary cup of coffee, offer them a smile, a nod of understanding, and perhaps even a silent thank you. Throughout your day, try to approach yourself with the same understanding and compassion you would offer your younger self. When you make a mistake, instead of harsh self-criticism, ask yourself, what would I tell that younger version of me in this situation? You might be surprised at the gentler, more constructive response that emerges. This exercise, this imagined conversation, reminds us that personal growth is a continuous journey, not a destination. We are all works in progress, and every stage of our lives, with its triumphs and its stumbles, plays a vital role in shaping who we become. So, the next time you catch a glimpse of your younger self in a photograph or a memory, take a moment. Offer them a silent cup of coffee, a moment of understanding, and the comforting knowledge that they are loved, they are resilient, and they are on the right path. Thank you for joining me on The Inspired Lens today. I hope this reflective dialogue has sparked some introspection and a little extra kindness towards yourself. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. What's one thing you would tell your younger self? And if you enjoyed this journey of self-discovery, please like this video, subscribe to The Inspired Lens for more inspiring stories and perspectives, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.